Cetinje is a city in Montenegro. It is the former royal capital of Montenegro and is the location of several national institutions, including the official residence of the President of Montenegro. According to the 2011 census, the town had a population of 14,093 while the Cetinje municipality had 16,657 residents as of 2011. Cetinje is the center of Cetinje municipality. The city rests on a small karst plain surrounded by limestone mountains, including Mount Lovćen, the legendary mountain in Montenegrin historiography. Cetinje was founded in the 15th century and became a cradle of the culture of Montenegro and a Serbian Orthodox religious center. Its status as the honorary capital of Montenegro is due to its heritage as a long-serving former capital of Montenegro. In Serbian, the town is known as Cetinje. In Italian as Cetin, in Greek as Katin, in Turkish as Cetinje, and in Albanian as Cetina. Cetinje was founded in 1482, when Ivan Kajović moved his capital from Obod above the Kajović River to deeper into the hills, to a more easily defended location in a field at the foot of Mount Lovćen. He had his court built at the new location that year and also founded a monastery as a personal endowment in 1484. His court and the monastery are the first recorded Renaissance buildings in Montenegro. Kajović was forced to move the seat of the eparchy of Zeta from Vranjina to Cetinje due to the Ottoman invasions. In 1485, the town was named after the Cetina River. The bishopric of Zeta was elevated to a metropolitanate in Cetinje. It was later to play an important part in both the religious and national life. The Kajović printing house, the first printing house in southeastern Europe, was active between 1493 and 1496 in Cetinje. Zeta was first put under Ottoman rule in 1499, then annexed by the Ottomans in 1514, organized into the Sanjak of Montenegro. In the next 2 centuries, the development of Cetinje stagnated. It was very often subject to attack by Venice and the Ottomans. The city therefore endured many privations in the course of the 16th and 17th centuries. In this period the court and the monastery of the Kajovići dynasty were destroyed. It was only at the end of the 17th century, in 1697, that Cetinje began to flourish again under the rule of the Petrović dynasty, refounded by Danilo Petrović, leading the wars of liberation and strengthening the unity in the country occupied Danilo and his successors, so they were unable to devote enough effort to the further development of Cetinje. It was only during the rule of Peter II Petrović Njegos that far greater progress was made. In 1838 his new royal residence called Biljurta was built. Cetinje was enlarged by building new houses that gradually led to genuine urbanization. Many modern buildings designed for foreign consulates were built due to the newly established relations with various European countries, including the French, Russian, British, Italian and Austro-Hungarian consulates. Cetinje made great progress under the rule of Prince Nicola I Petrović when numerous public edifices were built. Those include the first hotel, called Lokana, then the new Prince's Palace, the Girls' Institute and the hospital. This period also saw the first tenancy houses. In the 1860 census Cetinje had 34 households. After initially holding off Ottoman incursions in 1852 and 1853, Cetinje was captured by Ottoman Omar Pasha's forces during the Montenegrin-Ottoman War of 1861–62. Ottoman rule over Montenegro did not last much more than a decade however, as 14 years later the Great War, the third successive contest between the two nations, ended in Montenegrin victory, with most previously Montenegrin territory returning to their control. Montenegrin independence was recognized at the Congress of Berlin of 1878 and consequently Cetinje became the capital of a European country. Between 1878 and 1914 Cetinje flourished in every sense. Many renowned intellectuals from other South Slovak parts came to stay there and made a contribution to the cultural, educational and every other aspect of life. Montenegro was proclaimed a kingdom in 1910. This had a great effect on Cetinje's development. At this time the government house, the symbol of state power, was built. The population census from the same year recorded a massive growth in the world's smallest capital, registering 5,895 inhabitants. In the interwar period, Cetinje expanded its territory, as it was now a center of the Zeta region. But when it was decided by the Parliament of Montenegro that the administrative organs should be located in Titograd, Cetinje went through a harsh crisis. By building certain industrial sections and at the same time neglecting the development of the city's traditional and potential cultural and tourist capacities, the chance to create a strong basis for more solid prosperity was lost when communist forces captured Cetinje in November 1944. The only population that stayed in T.